Good evening, everyone. First order of business. Welcome in. Thank you for being here at 9:30 on a Thursday evening. My name is Andrew Roblyer. I am a producer and director based out of Houston, Texas. This is my first time in Indianapolis, first time in Indiana, and it has been such a joyful experience so far. Thank you so much for being such a welcoming community. We have two orders of business before we get the show started proper. The first is that I want to give these two actors behind me a chance to introduce themselves, because they have agreed to be here tonight having no idea what scene they are about to perform. So I want you to meet them. So we will start here.
Hi, I'm Matt McKee. I'm local to Indy. It's wonderful to be here. I am directing a show later this year up in Lebanon called Pride at Prejudice, a fun take on the story. I know every theater is doing Pride and Prejudice this year. This is a fun take where 5 actors are going to play all the roles, so it should be a lot of fun. Thank you.
And hey folks, my name is Kenny Hertling. I'm not local, I'm over down in Bloomington. And my next gig up is a show called Alice in Wonderland, second and third weekend in September, down at the Constellation Playhouse.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for being here. Yes, give them a round of applause. All right. The second order of business is that we need your help to select the scene that we are going to work on tonight. So I have prepared 3 possible scenes for our actors. And to help you in your selection, I'm going to give you 3 descriptive words about each scene. That's all you're going to get, is 3 words about each scene. And then I'm going to ask you to vote by sound of applause which scene you would like to see tonight. All right? So, scene number 1, your 3 words are confession, confrontation, and regret. Your second option is power, fate, and ruin. And your third option is accountability, defiance, and afterlife. All right, so if you would like to see scene number 1, please give me a round of applause. All right. Strong contender. What about scene number 2? A little louder, maybe. Scene number 3? Okay. Thank you for voting for scene number 3. Its feelings appreciated. All right, so I think we're going to go with scene number 2 from what I heard, which is a scene from Oedipus Rex. We're going to do some Greek tragedy up here at the house tonight. Let's see, which one of you wants to be old?
I would love to be old.
All right, I'm going to have you read Tiresias. I'm going to have you read Oedipus. I'll go over pronunciations and stuff with you before we start. I'm going to invite the actors to take a moment to go read over the scene while the audience and I chat a little bit. All right, so I want to tell you a little bit more not only about the show tonight, but about the why behind the show tonight. I first started in theater when I was 6 years old. I was cast in a church musical called Journey to the Center of Christmas. Yep. It was a Star Trek parody. Oh my God. Did not realize that when I was 6 years old. I was cast as the only adult character in the play called Professor J. Ingle Bell. And I was also the shortest child on stage. That's when I learned in theater you can be anything. I loved theater growing up so much that if I went too long between performances, I would get this kind of ache in my soul. But in college, I fell in love with theater all over again, this time from the perspective of being a director. And I moved into directing not because I wanted control over the process, but because I discovered that I really loved being in a position to be able to support every other artist that was involved in the creation of a piece there. And when I fall in love with something, my type A nerdy brain loves to learn everything I can about it. And that's when I learned very quickly that there is no real path for directors in the American theater. No real training, no real map. Most directors just learn by doing it and hoping that you don't break something or someone along the way. Because here's the thing, a director sets the emotional tone for a production. You might have heard in the corporate world that who your manager is and how they treat you is one of the #1 factors in whether you thrive or burn out. The same is true in theater. The director is the culture setter, the thermostat, the person who decides what matters. But most directors, especially in what I call upstream theater or community and educational spaces, are just thrown into the deep end. At a low estimate, there are 30,000 directors working in those spaces each year with no training, no mentors, and no supports. Just vibes. and the weight that is placed on their shoulders is immense. They are told that their vision is the thing that determines whether a show sinks or swims. And on top of that, there's this implicit understanding that they're training the next generation of artists who will move downstream to Broadway and professional theater. Because nobody gets their start downstream. They all start upstream and then flow downstream. And then we wonder why theater spaces can be tense, toxic, and unclear. It's not because directors don't care, it's because the system never taught them how. Which is why I built Deconstructing Directing, also the name of the company that brings you this show tonight. It is a completely 100% free online resource library for directors. It explores topics that most directors I know have never had a chance to talk to anyone about. Facilitation skills, imposter syndrome, power dynamics, regulating our own emotions, and letting go of fear-based, authority-driven models of directing that have held our field hostage for way too long. It is a resource unlike any other in existence, and you can check it out yourself at the QR code that is on the half sheet of paper that was on your seat when you sat down. Director's Cut, the show you're here to see, is my attempt to put at least some of that work into a live performance. I know that the marketing makes this feel like a cool, edgy experiment, and it is, but it's also more than that. It's a chance to take a peek behind the curtain into something that theater rarely shows, how at least part of directing actually works. And it's my love letter to every director who's ever been told to just figure it out. So tonight, I'm going to be building this scene from scratch, right in front of you. No prep, no second chances. You'll see me stumble, chase moments, make hard choices, not because I think I have the answers, but because I believe that directing deserves to be visible, valued, and shared. Because when we support directors, when we give them the tool and space to grow, we create better theater. Safer rooms, stronger choices, braver stories, and that affects all of us. So, are you excited to see it tonight? Excellent. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to have you come on back up to the stage. As they come back up, I'm going to shift my chair down for our folks that are sitting stage left. We're going to start with a part of the process that we would usually call a table read. Now, we don't have a table tonight, so we're going to do this read-through on our feet. But the point of doing a read-through at the start of any process is to give everyone a chance to hear the text out loud. This is especially true when we're working with something like a Greek tragedy or Shakespeare, but it's true with any text, because oftentimes the read-through is the first time that anyone involved in the process, including the director, is going to get to hear the whole text read aloud. And that makes a difference, because in theater, right, we are speaking the text. We're not just reading it on the page, and that can change things. So, even though they may have heard things during auditions, this is often the first chance that I'm going to get as a director to hear the entire scene. So we're just doing one scene tonight that's going to be about 4 minutes long, but we would do this for an entire play as well. So I'm just going to invite the guys. I'm going to go over a couple of pronunciation things for y'all, just so you have those, and then we're going to do an initial read-through. So Oedipus is one character, and Tiresias is the other. Let me go check. Marked. I think the only other one, Creon on page 3, C-R-E-O-N. Creon or crayon, that's fine. I think that may be it. Yeah, we'll go over the background behind this story, but this actually comes really early in the play. So there's not a ton of backstory we got to go over, but I'm going to have y'all read through it first, and then we'll go over that.
There is one more.
Oh, one more.
Is it Laius?
Thank you, Elias.
Elias,
Yes.
thank you.
All right, so without further ado, the first read-through of Oedipus.
Tiresias, you who understand all things, you know how sick our state is? The only cure for this infecting pestilence is to find the men who murdered Laius and kill them, or else expel them from this land as exiles. So do not withhold from us your prophecies from voices of the birds or by some other means. Save this city and yourself. Rescue me. Deliver us from all pollution by the dead. We are in your hands. For a mortal man, the finest labor he can do is help with all his power other human beings.
Alas, alas, how dreadful it could be to have wisdom when it brings no benefit.
What is wrong? You have come, but seem distressed.
Let me go home. You must bear your burden to the very end.
Do you know and will not say? Do you intend to betray me and destroy the city?
You will not learn a thing from me.
You disgraceful man! Will your stubbornness have no end?
You blame my nature, but do not see your own temper.
If you could use your eyes, I'd say you did it yourself.
The accursed polluter of this land is you.
You dare utter such shameful words?
The truth within me makes me strong.
Who taught you this?
You did. I did not want to speak, but you incited me.
What do you mean? Say it again.
I say that you yourself are the very man you're looking for.
That is twice you've stated that disgraceful lie.
I say that with your dearest family, unknown to you. You are living in disgrace.
You really think you can speak out like this?
Yes, if the truth has any strength.
Trust is not in you. If your ears, your mind, your eyes are blind.
You are a wretched fool to use harsh words, which all men soon enough will use to curse you.
You live in endless darkness of night.
Lord Apollo will make your fall happen. He will be enough.
Is this something Creon advised?
Creon is no threat. You have made this trouble on your own.
Oh, wealth and ruling power. How much envy you must carry with you. Creon, my old crusted friend, has secretly conspired and paid off a double-dealing quack like this?
You have your eyesight, and you do not see how miserable you are. You have turned into the enemy of your own relatives, and the dreadful scourge of that two-edged curse will one day drive you from this land in exile.
Must I tolerate this insolence? Get out, and may the plague get rid of you!
I would not have come, but you summoned me.
I did not know you would speak so stupidly.
You think I am a fool, but to your parents, I was wise enough.
My parents? Who was my father?
This day will reveal that and destroy you.
Everything you speak is cryptic.
Well, in solving riddles, are you not the best there is?
You will find out how truly great I am.
That success of yours has been your ruin.
I do not care if it will save the city.
I will go now. The man you have been seeking, he is here. He will be blind, although he can now see. He will be poor, although he now is rich. He will turn out to be the brother and father of his children, the son and husband of the woman who gave birth to him.
Scene. Let's give him a round of applause. All right. So, quick overview of the story of Oedipus, just in case we don't know the details. So, Oedipus has recently become king of Thebes. And he did so because he got rid of a sphinx. That he answered a sphinx's riddle, and she was basically devouring the townspeople one at a time until they could answer her riddle. And so, in so doing, they had lost their king recently, and so they made him king in return. What he doesn't know is that when he was born to the former king of this city. And that king had a prophecy made, or the oracle made a prophecy to him, that his son would kill him and would sleep with his mother, meaning the king's wife. Right? And so to prevent this, they had a child, and he had the child sent away. Essentially, he was going to have the child killed. And Jocasta, who was his wife, sent a servant with him to go, instead of murdering him brutally, to leave him out on a mountaintop, exposed to the elements so that he would die slowly that way. And instead, the servant passed him off to a shepherd and basically said, get him away from here. And so he was taken and eventually raised by another king in another city-state, and didn't know that they weren't his parents, still doesn't know that they weren't his parents. And on his way to Thebes, he encountered another chariot in the road, got in an argument with the old man in the chariot, and ended up killing him in that argument. Unbeknownst to him, that was Laius, the king of Thebes and his actual father. So he knows none of this. Tiresias knows all of this. Right? So that's what we've set up here. And by the way, in taking the kingship, he was wed to Yocasta, the former queen, still queen, but also his mother, and now also his wife, and now also the mother of at least one of his daughters. Right? So, Greek tragedy. All right. So, all of that said, I want to kind of set some circumstances here. So, this is happening, I think, in the throne room, right? Because you've been summoned to Oedipus. The thing we need to know about the throne room is that it was public, right? There were other people here. There was a group of people. In the Greek tradition, there would be a chorus, right? And that would represent the people of the city, the people that are in the court. So this conversation is not happening privately. That's the first thing I want you to make sure you're aware of. So now I want to ask you, based on everything I just told you, what does Oedipus want from Tiresias in this scene, do you think? Yeah.
Information on how to lift the curse and the plague that has befallen the city.
Great. So information. Now, that's a tricky want because, in a sense, right, you ask, he tells you it's you, and you don't believe him, right? So it's not just that you want information. There's something more specific than that, I think. What else, like, what more than just wanting that information?
If I'm hearing the question, be wanting a name.
A name, okay.
Like a specific name.
Okay. And I think there's like, he wants an affirmation that there is somebody, right? That somebody exists that you can punish.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay,
So
yep.
what I should mention here is that the death of Laius has laid a curse on the city. At least that's what people believe. And so by trying to find the person that killed Laius Oedipus, it's trying to solve the curse, right? So the name, he gives you a name. He gives you your name, right? He tells you it's you. So I think the thing that I'm wondering is there something, like, you want it to be someone that you can deal with, right? You want it to be something that you can address. You want him to give you the answer of how you can solve the problem, right? Okay. Tiresias, what do you want from Oedipus in this scene? We know you don't want to be here. So you're here. So what do you want from him in this scene?
I want him to understand that he's not as smart as he thinks he is, and he is acting a fool, and to show him the truth, but in my own way, not coming out and saying it directly.
Okay. So this idea, right? We now have kind of this. We're at counter goals, right? Your goal is you want a name so that you can claim the status of solving the problem. You want to knock him down a peg, right? Maybe several pegs, yeah? And that is going to set up the conflict for this scene. So, another question for y'all. Why tell this story? What about this scene speaks to you as an individual? There's not a right or a wrong answer here. I'm not digging for anything in particular. I'm just curious.
For me, it's the concept of denial, and how you can be faced with the truth, but be so against it that you'll never see it right in front of you.
Yeah, we don't know anyone in the world today like that. Yeah, great. Okay.
Never happened.
What about for you, Matt?
I was thinking of the theme of pride, very similar.
Yeah.
Of Tiresias has been around. He's seen things, and Oedipus is just one in a long line of people who thinks he's the greatest, and so he is trying to ground him and bring him back to reality a little bit.
I love that. Okay. So one of the reasons I ask a lot of these questions in table work or in this kind of circumstance setting conversation is twofold. One, I see my role as a director, and I see the role of any director, honestly, as being about kind of making sure that we're all on the same page, right? That we all have a shared mental model for the story that we're telling. A lot of times there's this belief that the director has the vision, right? They bring the vision into the process. And I think that there's a lot of problems with that language, not least of which being it puts a lot of pressure on the director. And instead, I like to think of it as the director provides an initial vision. But then our job as directors is to convince the other artists we're working with that that vision is worth following, so that then it doesn't just become our vision anymore. Now it is a collective vision, right? We're all working toward the same end. So we understand that this is why we're telling the story, that this showing the ideas of pride and of denial, right, and showing the problems with that, if we understand that that's our goal, then we're going to be able to work together much more effectively. Additionally, these specifics that I've asked about what they want from each other, you're going to see that come out as we start to stage. All right, so I am going to grab a chair for us and give you a throne. We're going to echo the staging that we used the other day for the other Greek play, Antigone. We're going to put your throne here. All right, so Tiresias. So I don't know if you intuited this, but you are blind, technically.
Okay.
That's why he says if you could use your eyes at the bottom of page 1. Now, when we represent disability on stage, right, especially by someone who does not have that disability, we need to be really careful and conscious about how we do it. So the first thing that I want to let you know is that you don't need to stumble around, right? Tiresias may be blind, but he is old. He's been blind his whole life. He's very capable, right? The biggest thing, the main thing that I think this is going to change for you is that you are not going to ever need to make eye contact with them, right? Now, we may intentionally have you, like, turn toward him, but the point of it, right, if you think about someone who's used to not using their eyes, their ears become kind of the version of showing eye contact, right, of turning their head toward someone. So you don't need to keep your eyes closed because you got to read your text, and you don't need to worry about stumbling. But I will invite you to and help you kind of focus on using the ear as your eye contact instead of your eyes. Great. All right. So, Oedipus, let's start you in the throne. Have you seated. And Tiresias, why don't you come in from off stage? So Tiresias is older. Now, old does not necessarily mean infirm, but when we portray age on stage, and this is something that, again, a director can help actors shape, right? Actors are the directors of their own characters. They have an understanding of their character and how their character functions, but part of my job is to make sure that visually the story makes sense to the audience, right? So when we think about playing someone older, what do you think about?
Kind of hunched over a little bit, slower moving.
Yeah. So let's think about the specificity of the body, right? So the first thing that's going to happen, like you said, is that the shoulders are going to kind of drop as the core muscles decrease, right? As we're not going to have as much strength in our core. So we're going to sink that core in, drop the shoulders. And that is naturally going to kind of lead to a bit of a jut to the jaw. Now, we don't need to caricaturize this. We don't need to be, really super old. But just thinking about kind of down and out, and I love what you said about the slow movement and small steps, right? Because if you think about joints getting older, right, they're not going to work as well. They're going to be maybe a little more painful when we move them. So as you move, I'm going to invite you to think about that in your movement and in your shoulders here. Cool? All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with you entering. So as you enter, you're going to come in and give some sort of bow, I think, to the king, to honor the king, and then we'll start your line. All right? And we're going to go through Oedipus's first line and then pause.
Would it be more of a sarcastic bow, do you think?
Take a choice.
Really... Okay.
Let me see what you think.
Tiresias, you who understand all things, you know how sick our state is. The only cure for this infecting pestilence is to find the men who murdered Laius and kill them, or else expel them from this land as exiles. So do not withhold from us your prophecies.
I'm going to pause you there, Tim. So I want to touch on a couple of tactic shifts here. So tactics are the way that a character tries to get what they want, right? So there's something that happens here. You start with praise, right? You start with you who understands all things, right? You could have said anything to this guy. You could have just jumped straight into, you know how sick our state is, right? but you very intentionally take a moment to compliment him here, right? So I wonder what happens if you like lean into the compliment, lean into the flattery, right? That it's not just you really smart dude. It's you who understands all things. Like I know to us today that feels like just the Greek language, right? The language of the Greek play. But I wonder what happens if it's like flattery.
Okay.
Yeah? So let's try that. And then you shift into, okay, you know the problem, right? So try that, see how that shift plays for you. We'll just go from your left, Tiresias.
Tiresias, you who understand all things, you know how sick our state is. The only cure for this infecting pestilence is to find the men who murdered Laius and kill them, or else expel them from this land as exiles. So do not withhold from us your prophecies from the voices of birds or by some other means. Save this city and yourself. Rescue me, deliver us from all pollution by the dead. We are in your hands. For a mortal man, the finest labor he can do is help, with all his power, other human beings.
Cool, let's pause there. So, I love the stand. I think that works really well. You did that on Save This City and Yourself, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that there. I would say, Matt, are you okay if he makes contact with your shoulder?
Yeah.
So go ahead and reach out, put a hand on his shoulder, right? I wonder what happens is as you deliver us from all pollution, right? Rescue me, you say, and then deliver us. And I wonder if deliver us, because remember, you're in a public setting, right? You have people here. So I wonder if that deliver us is now let's take him downstage. Let's take him closer to the people. Because what do you expect is going to happen when you ask him to do this?
I'm going to get a name of the person we get rid of.
Right. So you're setting him up to tell everyone who killed Laius, right? And then he doesn't, right? So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I want to see what happens if you put a hand on his shoulder and kind of usher him down stage as though he's about to make that pronouncement. And then we'll go from there. So let's go from when you're still sitting, so do not withhold from us.
So do not withhold from us your prophecies from voices of birds or by some other means. Save this city and yourself. Rescue me. Deliver us from all pollution by the dead. We are in your hands. For a mortal man, the finest labor he can do is help all with his power other human beings.
Cool. Matt, I'm wondering, as you start to get ushered down stage, you know what he's doing, right? You know all things. You understand all things, right? So you know what he's doing, I think. Would there be any sort of resistance or I don't know, shaking of your head, dude, no, you don't want to, some sort of response before you even start talking?
Yeah, I think I would pull back initially. And
cool.
Yeah.
I want to try that one more time because I want to give you that pullback
Okay.
into alas, right?
Okay.
Because I think that physical tension that you're going to feel of no, don't do this, dude, right? It is going to lead you into that line really
Okay.
nicely. So same place, please. So do not withhold from us.
So do not withhold from us your prophecies from the voices of birds or by some other means. Save this city and yourself. Rescue me. Deliver us all from pollution by the dead. We are in your hands. For a mortal man, the finest labor he can do is help with all his power other human beings.
Alas, alas, how dreadful it can be to have wisdom when it brings no benefit.
What is wrong? You have come but seem distressed.
Cool.
What?
Pause right there. So, Kenny, take a beat, right? Because that's not what you were expecting, right? You stepped back. I loved that step back. Give him the room, and then he says, "The fuck," right? So take that beat. Remember that you got a crowd here, right? So that what is wrong is to him, but it's also you got to save face in front of your people, right? You brought the mighty Tiresias, right, seer, to tell you what's going to happen, and he's not seeing the way you want him to. Cool, so let's go from alas, alas.
Alas, alas, how dreadful it can be to have wisdom when it brings no benefit.
What is wrong? You have come but seem distressed.
Let me go home. You must bear your burden to the very end.
Cool. So this left foot. So this is something that I look for a lot as a director, and I call them impulses, right? To actor impulses. So that left foot tells me that you probably want to actually start heading home.
Yes.
So let's do it, right? Let's follow that impulse, right? A lot of times I see impulses in hands, shoulders, and feet. Those are the most common places that I spot them, is because it's not because an actor isn't doing their job or is doing a poor job. It's just because a lot of times as actors, we are kind of trained to do what the director wants, right? And so sometimes we have these impulses in our bodies and we don't always recognize that they're there. And so part of my job as a director is to help identify those and then go, oh, cool, that impulse is there. Let's see what happens if you follow that impulse, right? Cool. So can we go from what is wrong, please?
What is wrong? You have come but seem distressed.
Let me go home. You must bear your burden to the very end.
Do you know
Cool.
and will not say?
I love that impulse. You don't have to cross in front of him. Walk up behind him and grab his shoulder. Yeah, just take the direct line. I think that's perfectly fine. Yeah. But that's great. Can we do that again, please, from What is Wrong?
What is wrong? You have come but seem distressed.
Let me go home. You must bear your burden to the very end.
Do you know and will not say? Do you intend to betray me and destroy this city?
Cool. Is that a question you want everyone to hear? The answer may be yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's make it even bigger.
Okay.
Right? Because right now, you're giving it at the same level that you've given the other pronouncement, right? But now, like, you don't know what he's doing, right? So it's a threat to him, right? That, because betraying you is treason, right? Destroying the city is treason. So by saying it loud to everyone, you're making a point to him, but you're also making a point to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Can we go from let me go home? Also, you and your feel like really important words in that line. Do with that what you will. From let me go home.
Let me go home. You must bear your burden to the very end.
Do you know and will not say? Do you intend to betray me and destroy the city?
You will not learn a thing from me.
You disgraceful man. Will your stubbornness never have an end?
You blame my nature, but do not see your own temper.
If you could use your eyes, I'd say you did it yourself.
Cool. Let's pause right there. How are we feeling about this moment? Do we feel stuck? Do we feel like we want to move, or are we staying where we are? I'm fine either way. I'm just checking in.
I feel like I'm trying to exit the situation
Yeah.
as quick as possible.
Yeah. I think keep doing that.
Okay.
And if he keeps doing that, feel free to get him further away from the exit. Like, feel free, especially like, you disgraceful man. Like, I think it's perfectly fine. Like, again, whoops, sorry. Again, if you're like here on his shoulder, you disgraceful man, like pull him this way. And I wonder if that disgraceful man bit, I wonder if it gets more like to him and less loud.
Okay.
Right? If the first one is a threat, and now we have this like counterpoint of like, dude, shut up, what the fuck, right? Like, you disgraceful man, right? And that way, like, if you could use your eyes, I'd say you did it yourself, right? That keeps this really like between the two of you, so that then the accursed polluter of this land is you, has somewhere to land. Okay. Cool. Can we go from you will not learn anything from me. So we were hand on shoulder by the thing.
You will not learn a thing from me.
You disgraceful man. Will your stubbornness never have an end?
You blame my nature, but do not see your own temper.
If you could use your eyes, I'd say you did it yourself.
The accursed polluter of this land is you.
You dare utter such shameful words like this?
Cool. Pause there. How did that feel? I loved that counter, Kenny. That worked really well. Great instinct there. He says it's you That is, like, if what he did before was unexpected, him saying it's you is like, what the fuck? Like, you know it's not you. You are certain it's not you. You've never met Laius, as far as you know, right? There's no way you could have killed Laius. So the fact that he's saying that it's you in front of everyone is like that shit. So let that hit you, and then give that response. See how that feels. Let's just go from, if you could use your eyes, I'd say you did it yourself.
If you could use your eyes, I'd say you did it yourself.
The accursed polluter of this land is you.
You dare to utter such shameful words like this?
The truth within me makes me strong.
Who taught you this?
You did. I did not want to speak, but you incited me.
Cool, let's pause right here. This who taught you this is a weird word. Because taught, in modern day, we think about like a teacher, right? I think in this instance, you're asking who put you up to this.
Okay.
I think in this instance, the word taught, we see this in Shakespeare too, that like, it's more about like who told you to do this? Who instructed you to do, who put you up to this, right? Okay. So again, like it does not vibe with who you know Tiresias to be. The fact that he's being this hard-headed, the fact that he's like making this shit up is totally foreign to Oedipus, right? Like it's like you're going crazy, dude, right? Who put you up to this? Cool. So let's try that again from the cursed polluter of this land.
The accursed polluter of this land is you.
You dare to utter shameful words like this?
The truth within me makes me strong.
Who taught you this?
You did. I did not want to speak, but you incited me.
What do you mean? Say it again.
I say that you yourself are the very man you're looking for.
Cool. This is that moment that I think you turning to like face him but not look him in the eyes is going to be really potent, right? Because like you haven't really faced him up to this point. You're always kind of turned away with your ear toward him. So let's put your eyes like either like upright of him maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see that turn on. I say that you yourself are the very man you're looking for. And Oedipus, what do you think you're like? What do you think? Well, when we get there, when we do this in just a second, tell me what you feel in your body. What impulse you feel in reaction to him repeating the lie. So let's try it from who taught you this?
Who taught you this?
You did. I did not want to speak, but you incited me.
What do you mean? Say it again.
I say that you yourself are the very man you're looking for.
Twice now you've stated a disgraceful lie.
I say that with your dearest family, unknown to you. You are living in disgrace.
Cool. There's another weird lie. So let's look at how we break this up. Because as I was listening to you read this the first time, I kind of had to parse it in my head. So I think unknown to you, take that out and then read the line. Just try reading the line without unknown to you.
I say that with your dearest family, you are living in disgrace.
Right. That's it. And then you're inserting this clause of you don't know it. But right? So because your dearest family is Jocasta, right? Is his mother wife. Right? Like the original Oedipus complex right here, yeah? So and not only that, but then one of his daughters is born of that marriage, right? So that piece, right, that unknown to you is like a comment in the middle of the rest of the line. So try that and see how that feels.
I say that with your dearest family, unknown to you, you are living in disgrace.
You really think you can just speak out like this?
Yes, if the truth has any strength.
Truth is not in you, for your eyes, your mind, your eyes are blind.
You are a wretched fool to use harsh words which all men soon enough will use to curse you.
You live in the endless darkness of night.
Cool. I like the impulse. Let's not cross to the exit. Cross down further to the audience, right? Because remember that, like, you're having save face in front of this group, yeah? So the shameful word, excuse me, not shameful words. That's the wrong page. Go to the right page. Like when you say you live in endless darkness of the night, truth is not in you, excuse me. When you say truth is not in you at the end of the prior page, for your ears, your mind, your eyes are blind, right? He knows that, right? I think that line is for their benefit. He's blind. He's an idiot, right? His ears, his mind, his eyes, they're all blind. None of them work, right? But you're saying it to him, but you're talking to the crowd. And so that cross, I think, keep it to the crowd. You're trying to, like, get in front of him before that. Cool? Let's try that. You really think you can just speak out like this from there?
You really think you can just speak out like this?
Yes, if the truth has any strength.
The truth is not in you. For your ears, your mind, your eyes are blind.
You are a wretched fool to use harsh words which all men soon enough will use to curse you.
You live in the endless darkness of night.
Lord Apollo will make your fall happen. He will be enough.
Is this something Creon devised?
Creon is no threat. You have made this trouble on your own.
Oh, wealth and ruling power.
Pause right there for just a second. So this is a shift, right? This is a big beat change. Because you're going from beating up on him to all of a sudden a new idea. Maybe Creon's the one that put him up to this. Right? So not really new. I mean, you did ask him, like, who put you up to this? But that tells me that, like, you're probably thinking that this whole time. Like, even as you're saying all this stuff to him, there's, like, part of Oedipus's mind that's going, all right, who the fuck would have done this to me? Like, who's messing with me like this? Who's treasonous enough to do this, right? Creon is Yocasta's brother. So Creon, unbeknownst to you, is your uncle, right? But he's your brother-in-law. So he's the closest man to the throne, right? If you were to be deposed or you were to die, Creon would be the one that would take over, and in fact is the one that takes over when Oedipus blinds himself, once he finds out what's happened. So that turn, or is that something Creon has devised? I think take your time with that. Take a beat there. Take a breath there. Let us see you, like, searching for an answer, and then decide, and then ask. Okay? Cool. From you live in endless darkness of the night.
You live in endless darkness of the night.
Lord Apollo will make your fall happen. He will be enough.
Is this something Creon devised?
Creon is no threat. You have made this trouble on your own.
Oh, wealth and ruling power. How much envy you must carry with you. Creon, my old trusted friend, has secretly conspired and paid off a double-dealing quack like this.
You have your eyesight, and do not see how miserable you are. You have turned into the enemy of your own relatives, and the dreadful scourge of that two-edged curse will one day drive you from this land in exile.
Cool. Pause there. Make a decision. There's nothing in the text that tells us necessarily one way or the other, at least in this part of the text. Does Tiresias feel bad for Oedipus at all? That he's totally oblivious to this like horrific truth?
I think at this moment he does.
Cool.
He feels...
Let's lean into that.
Yeah.
Really, like, and the impulse that you had to start moving toward him, let's carry that.
Okay.
Right? Like, you don't have to look at him. You can just walk straight this way and kind of end up, and actually it would be kind of a nice mirror for you to put a hand on his shoulder the same way he did on yours up here earlier.
Okay.
So if you feel that impulse, that's a nice, like, visual poetic moment.
Okay.
And then that gives you something to like toss off on your next line. Must I tolerate? That get out. See if you have an impulse to cross back up to your throne so that he has room to walk past. All right, let's go from O wealth and ruling power.
O wealth and ruling power, how much envy you must carry with you. Creon, my old trusted friend, has secretly conspired and paid off a double-dealing quack like this.
You have your eyesight. Do not see how miserable you are. You have turned into the enemy of your own relatives, and the dreadful scourge of that two-edged curse will one day drive you from this land in exile.
Must I tolerate this insolence? Get out, and may the plague get you.
Nice.
May the plague get rid of you.
I would not have come, but you summoned me.
I did not know you would speak so stupidly.
You think I am a fool, but to your parents I was wise enough.
Cool. Pause here. That line to me, tell me if you disagree, it's totally fine if you do. That line to me feels a little like an exit line. Like it feels a little like you're like, yeah, okay, call me a fool, but your parents knew I wasn't a fool, right? Because like
Right.
you know that's gonna get it.
Yep.
You know that's gonna get to him. He doesn't know who his parents are, right? Or at least he's starting to question at this point who his parents are. So that then, right, that kind of, if you're saying that as you're exiting, that's going to pull him definitely to standing, I think, on my parents, who was my father, who's not still standing at that point, right? And then these last few lines, like, they are jabs, right? You're like, dude, you're a lost cause, right? Cool. So let's go, just go from, I did not know you would speak so stupidly.
I did not know you would speak so stupidly.
You think I am a fool, but to your parents I was wise enough.
My parents? Who was my father?
This day will reveal that and destroy you.
Everything you speak is cryptic.
Nice.
Well, in solving riddles, are you not the best there is?
You will find out I am truly great.
That success of yours has been your ruin.
I do not care if I have saved this city.
I will go now. The man you have been seeking, he is here. He will be blind, although he can now see. He will be poor, although he now is rich. He will turn out to be the brother and father of his children, the son and husband of the woman who gave birth to him.
Cool, let's pause there. Your instinct on he is good. I think that's really helpful. What word would Tiresias like to say there instead of he, do you think? It's probably you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, let's lean into that, right? I will go now. Come up to him. The man you were speaking, he is here. He will be blind. He will be poor. He will turn out, right?
Okay.
Like boom, 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 boom. You're telling him the truth. He just can't hear it. Cool. Lovely work right here, both of you. Are you not the best there is? Let's go from there. Or let's go from everything you speak is cryptic.
Yes. All right. One thing.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh,
sorry, Kenny.
Yep.
Thank you for checking.
Everything you speak is cryptic.
Well, in solving riddles, are you not the best there is?
You will find out I am truly great.
That success of yours has been your ruin.
I do not care if I've saved this city.
I will go now. The man you have been seeking, he is here. He will be blind, although he can now see. He will be poor, although he is now rich. He will turn out to be the brother and father of his children, the son and husband of the woman who gave birth to him.
Cool. Let's pause there. The brother and father and son and husband, the word and is really important there. Because that's the fucked up part. He's both. Cool. How do you both feel? Ready to give it a go?
Good, yeah.
All right. Here we go. Oedipus Rex.
Tiresias, you who understand all things, you know how sick our state is. The only cure for this infecting pestilence is to find the men who murdered Laius and kill them, or else expel them from this land, and as exiles. So do not withhold from us your prophecies from the voices of birds or by some other means. Save this city. End yourself. Rescue me. Deliver us from all pollution by the dead. We are in your hands. For a mortal man, the finest labor he can do is help with all his power other human beings.
Alas, alas! How dreadful it can be to have wisdom when it brings no benefit.
What is wrong? You have come but seem distressed.
Let me go home. You must bear your burden to the very end.
Do you know and will not say? Do you intend to betray me and destroy the city?
You will not learn a thing from me.
You disgraceful man. Will your stubbornness never have an end?
You blame my nature, but do not see your own temper.
If you could use your eyes, I'd say you did this yourself.
The accursed polluter of this land is you.
You dare to utter shameful words like this?
The truth within me makes me strong.
Who taught you this?
You did. I did not want to speak, but you incited me.
What do you mean? Say it again.
I say that you yourself are the very man you're looking for.
That's twice you've stated this disgraceful lie.
I say that with your dearest family, unknown to you, you are living in disgrace.
You really think you can speak out like this?
Yes, if the truth has any strength.
The truth is not in you. For your ears, your mind, your eyes are blind.
You are a wretched fool to use harsh words which all men soon enough will use to curse you.
You live in endless darkness of the night.
Lord Apollo will make your fall happen. He will be enough.
Is this something Creon devised?
Creon is no threat. You have made this trouble on your own.
Oh, wealth and ruling power. How much envy you must carry with you. Creon, my old trusted friend, secretly conspired and paid off a double-dealing quack like this.
You have your eyesight. You do not see how miserable you are. You have turned into the enemy of your own relatives, and the dreadful scourge of that two-edged curse will one day drive you from this land in exile.
Must I tolerate this insolence? Get out! And may the plague get rid of you.
I would not have come, but you summoned me.
I did not know you would speak so stupidly.
You think I am a fool, but to your parents, I was wise enough.
My parents? Who was my father?
This day will reveal that and destroy you.
Everything you speak is cryptic.
Well, in solving riddles, are you not the best there is?
You will find out I am truly great.
That success of yours has been your ruin.
I don't care if I have saved the city.
I will go now. The man you have been seeking, he is here. He will be blind, although he can now see. He will be poor, although he is now rich. He will turn out to be the brother and father of his children, the son and husband of the woman who gave birth to him.
And scene. Let's give them a round of applause. Come up on stage. Take a bow. Take a bow, gentlemen. Fantastic work. Thank you very much. Hello there. Thank you so much for watching Director's Cut. I hope you enjoyed it. And if this glimpse into the directing process sparked something for you, whether you're a theater maker, educator, or just someone who loves live performance, there's so much more where this came from, because this isn't just a show, it's part of a much bigger movement that is rethinking what it means to direct theater and how we train, support, and value directors, especially in schools and community theaters, but throughout the industry. You can explore a growing library of free resources at deconstructingdirecting.com, designed especially for directors in those upstream spaces like schools and community theaters, both for themselves and to use as part of their directing curriculum. 100% free. And if you're part of a theater, school, or university that wants to rethink how you train directors, I also offer consulting, custom workshops, and can bring Director's Cut to you, performed with your actors for your audiences. We can package that with workshops on directing, acting, or producing, whatever fits your needs. And if you believe in this kind of work and want to help keep it going, consider supporting Deconstructing Directing on Patreon. Even a few bucks a month makes a real difference. Links to everything I just mentioned are below in the description. Thank you again for being here. I want to transform our field for the better, but I can't do it alone. So until we see each other again, I challenge us all to be recklessly kind.